Yes, people, welcome back to the podcast, the Pitch Perfect One. Man United nil, Bournemouth 3. I, I don't know what you want me to say, people. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I should say. I don't know what's right to say. I don't know what's wrong to say. All I can say is just that I can come out and come out with all these words, with all these adjectives. This is not good enough. It's a roller coaster. This is disastrous. This is embarrassing. Whatever. I can describe this performance any way. I can describe this week anyhow, and it's just not gonna change anything. I'm basically speechless. All I can say is just end the season. End the season right now. End the fucking season right now. This has got nothing to do with Amorim. This has got nothing to do with his backroom staff. This has got nothing to do with the board. This is just for the sake of the fan base, for the sake of our hearts, for the sake of our happiness, for our emotions. Just end this season right now. End the season right now. That's all I'm asking. Just end the season. Because, look, we all know the performance wasn't good enough. We all know the performance wasn't good enough. I don't need to come and tell any one of you that the performance wasn't good enough. Those of you who watched the game, you could see, without even watching the game, the scoreline in itself tells the story of how the game played out. It's just not good enough, people. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's not good enough. Players are hiding. Players are lacking. Players are not good enough. People, this game just proved again that the players that I want out of the club gave me reason as to why I want them out of the club. And the players that I rate, the players that I want to stay at the club, gave me reason as to why I want them to stay at the club. And I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what part of the game, what aspect of the game to talk about. All I just know is just that it wasn't good enough. All I can just say is just that the scoreline wasn't flattering to deceive Bournemouth. Like, Bournemouth deserved to win the game. Bournemouth looked the better team. They had their better chances, you know. So I wish I could come out and say that we were peppering them and they had nothing on us and we had them on smoke. But no, it wasn't that kind of a game. It wasn't that kind of a game. The scoreline is not deceiving anybody. The scoreline is not flattering to deceive. They deserve to win the game, and they won it well. They beat us here this with the same score last season, and they've done it again this season. Don't get me wrong. I know Bournemouth are a very good team, but people, this is not good enough. I'm sorry, this is not good enough. I know there's no point in me coming out here ranting. There's no point in me coming here and throwing my toys out the pram because this is things I've been seeing. These are things I know. This club has been feeding me this shit. These players have been feeding us this shit week in, week out, year in, year out. So this is nothing new. Let's not be acting surprised. Let's not be going out being all reactionary. Let's not be throwing toys at the pram, going all crazy, ranting. These are things we know. These players have shown us time and time again. They've shown us the red flag week in, week out. So let's not act like this is all new. Like I said, I've got nothing against the manager. This has got nothing to do with them. I'm not blaming the manager at all, but all I'm just asking is just to end the season, please. End the fucking season. Because this is how this season is just gonna play out. The season will just play out like this. It's just gonna be a roller coaster like this. One week we have a freak result, like we did against City, winning away from home, in the last second of the game, in the last minutes of the game, sorry, in the fashion that we did, and then you go on to lose to Spurs in the League Cup, albeit I felt that we probably were the better team and we shouldn't have lost to them, but it's still a loss on the paper, and then we lose tonight again, dismally, 3-0 at home, no goals, nothing to show for the game, nothing to take back home. Absolutely shit show. Absolute shit show, people. Like I said, I don't even know what aspect of the game to talk about. I don't even know where to analyze, what to break down in the game. All I can just say is just that we were the clear losers. The game was we were clear losers. We were not unlucky. We were not unlucky. It wasn't a thing about on a different day we could have won. Like, none of that bullshit. None of that bullshit. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see nobody coming out here trying to make excuses for this performance. We were shit, really and truly. That being said, though, I'll put my hands up and say in the first half we did look all right. As soon as Bournemouth had scored the first goal, from the header, You know, if the set piece, another set piece conceded. I mean, people. I, I was saying this in the Arsenal game. I don't know who our set piece coaches are, but real work needs to be done. Real work needs to be done. Real work needs to be done with our set pieces, because this is just, it's not a joke now. This is not funny. How are we conceding every game, almost every second game even, on a set piece? I swear we've conceded from a set piece in the last 4 or 5 games we played. It doesn't make sense. Clearly something is not right. Clearly maybe the setup that we're going for during the set pieces isn't just not the right way. Maybe just it does not make sense. I can't put a finger on it, but it's just not work. It's just not working. Change needs to be made. Change needs to be made. Something needs to be worked on during those set pieces. We need to go extra. We need to go over the mile for these set pieces, because it's just not good enough. There's no way a team of a club of the stature of Man United can be going week in, week out, having set pieces as our weakness. You know, you concede set pieces every game. A team concedes about, on average, 2 to 3 set pieces a game. So if on average we're conceding a goal a game from set pieces, that means we're basically going to concede every single game from a set piece. It's not right. You know, the odds are not great. It's not right. Something needs to be worked on. Work needs to be done on our set piece, defending, because if we're trying to go forward, if we're trying to improve, we're trying to get better, we're trying to steal points, we cannot have such a big weakness as this. It's impossible for us to advance with such a weakness as big as this. But yeah, like I was saying, as soon as Bournemouth got the first goal, I don't know whether that was tactically by Iraola, but they kind of just sat back a bit. They kind of retreated a bit, and we just had more control of the ball. We had more control of the game. We had more control of the tempo. We looked the better team, you know, but we had nothing to show for it. I mean, nothing to show for it. You know, we go halftime a goal down, and I'm thinking, you know what? Because the first half looked sparkly, we had a few near misses here and there. I wouldn't say we had a open, clear chance, but we had a few moments here from Bruno and from Ahmad, you know, which I felt they probably should have connected with the ball a bit better. They should have made the keeper work a bit more. I mean, it's Kepa in goals. I mean, we know Kepa's track record. You make Kepa work, and more time you're getting a goal. And I felt like we just didn't make him work enough. In the second half, we get into the second half, and I mean, the penalty from Mazraoui, poor. I mean, Mazraoui, these last 2 games, I don't know what's happened. I don't blame him, you know. I don't blame him. It's probably fatigue. It's probably just accumulation of just playing game week in, week out. But the game against Spurs, he just didn't look at it. He just didn't look 100%. You know, he was losing possession. And then in this game as well, he didn't look that great. He was okay in the first half, don't get me wrong. But in the second half, you know, that penalty, it's unlike Mazraoui to be rash like that, you know. Unlike Mazraoui to be that rash, and we consider penalty. And I mean, Justin Kluivert, you know, seeing from the stats, he's got his last 6 out of 6 penalties in the league. And, you know, there was only going to be one winner from there. And he dispatched it well. Sent Onana the wrong way. And there, the game was over at that point. The game was over. You know, and then to add to that, to just rub salt into the wound, 3 minutes later, we concede again. You know, beautiful piece of play from Bournemouth, you know, between Evan Nilsson, you know, and what you call it, and Semenyo. But Kobe Mainoo in the midfield, I mean, he had a good game himself. I was impressed with him. He was driving forward. He was beating players in the wide areas. He had a good game. He was one of our better players. But for that goal, I mean, it's just slop. It's just pure laziness. Try to flick it like that way. Just pure laziness, people. Pure laziness. But then again, this is what I'm saying. In these kind of situations, a player like Kobe Mainoo, who's still young, who's still getting to learn the game, who's still getting to know the game, you know, he wasn't blessed with options in that position. So he just felt, you know what, I'm just going to try Dink. I'm just going to try be chicken smart, Dink, and hope for the best. And unfortunately, it didn't work. He hit off Semenyo, and then they had the break. And before you know it, 3-0 down, game's dead. Walk home. That's it. Game's dead. Game's dead. And after the third goal, we had a little scares here and there, you know. I had 1 or 2 shots. Garnacho, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Garnacho. Can't pass, can't cross, can't shoot, can't dribble. He's got pace. His pace is not even electric. he doesn't have. I don't know, people. I don't want to say anything that's gonna get me cancelled or that's gonna make me go come across mad. But Garnacho, nothing, nothing, just energy, just an energizer bunny, just running around, nothing, nothing at all. Hoyland, had a decent shot there. That's great past the post, but other than that as well, poor, nothing. Then again, he wasn't getting service. He wasn't getting served a lot, but poor. In just the little things like holding up the ball, not there, non-existent. Timberland boots, non-existent. Ball is bobbling away from him. He can't bring us into play. It's just not good enough. Just not like I'm not getting a Hoyland now. I don't want to make this the Hoyland show because Zirks as well himself. He faded away. He looked out of it. I can't remember anything meaningful that Xerxes done. He had a few good touches here and there, but just not good enough. Just not good enough. In terms of the players that played decent, Kobe Mainu, Ahmad. That being said, Ahmad should have left the game probably with a brace, let alone a hat trick maybe. I mean, he had about 3 4 chances on the edge of the box, open, clear, you know, up on the edge of the box on his own, getting good contact with the ball, but just not making the keeper work enough. And it's one of them ones where sometimes he works, sometimes he doesn't. But the amount of chances we had on the edge of the box, I felt like we should have punished them. We should have punished Bournemouth. We should have made Kepa work more than he did. Kepa didn't work hard enough in this game. Kepa did not work hard enough in this game, I don't think. And Bruno as well. I think Bruno had a decent game. I know people get a Bruno. I get a Bruno. I've been getting a Bruno all season, but I think he had a decent game. This probably was one of his better games that I've seen from him this season. Obviously, with Bruno, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the spamming. You're gonna get the Hollywood passes the odd time. But in fairness to him, he was always trying. He was always, wanting to shoot, wanting to try and make the right pass. He was trying, so I have to give him his props. But yeah, other than that, people, yes, shit show, shit performance. I I don't even care who the next game. I don't even want to look forward to the next game. I don't care. Just bring Christmas on, just bring the holidays on, and let's just relax for a bit, and then we can focus and regroup again for the next game. But yeah, people, shit show. Full credits to Bournemouth, full props to Iraola. Steady game plan, beat us very well. No excuses. But we have no choice. We just have to go through Christmas and then try to regroup for the next game. But yeah, people, that's me anyways. I probably should be back anyways here on Tuesday for a football talk with Lawrence and Richie. But in the meantime, anyways, do tune in for Lawrence's match review. It was out last night. He's a happy man finally after God knows how long, God knows how many weeks. He's finally smiling. But yeah, no, do tune into his stream. I don't know if Richie would have a match reaction, probably not. But yeah, people, the next time you should